Hi everybody, I hope you're having a great day or evening. Today we're going to make little tree gnomes. It's a cute fun little project that you can make with your little ones, and all you need is 2 sheets of your printer paper, or you can use construction paper. You'll need a styrofoam ball, which you will cut in half. 6 of the wooden skewers. You could use a wooden base, or it will stand on its own, and I will show you how to do that. You'll need some felt, faux fur. You can use mesh if you'd like. And that's just sticking all over the place. Look at that. Pom-poms. Some wire. Now, the floral wire I found was a little bit too flimsy, not unless you double it up like 3 times, or you can purchase a little bit thicker wire. You'll also need scissors, wire cutters, a knife to cut the styrofoam ball, a marker, a rotary knife, a little spatula to hold for glue so you don't burn your fingers, an X-Acto knife. You will also be needing some, like I said before, some felt. So we're going to cut out, now to save time, I have already pre-cut the mittens, and what I did was I did a freehand little pattern of the mitt, and I got that pattern off of Pinterest. Okay, now let's get started. First, what we want to do, you'll also be needing some little boots to make the shoes. I got these at Dollar Tree in the baby shower section. They're so cute. You can make a high cut boot using a toilet paper roll. What you would do is cut your toilet paper roll in half, and then you would glue that in the boot to make it higher, or you can just leave it as is and cover that. And you'll be needing a little pieces of yarn, to which I braided, and that will go around our boot. Okay, let's get started. First of all, what we want to do is we want to make our cone base. So by rolling up your paper into a cone. This weather has really gotten my hands and everything into a little notch, so they're not really cooperating with me, as you can see. Okay, let's hold that down and just twist. And then we'll bring this one around over here. There we go. Cooperate with me a little bit. Okay. And we'll take our hot glue gun and we'll just tack this part here down. And of course it's running away on me. Okay. get that little stay. Okay, now in the inside, what we can do is we can just twist, make that a little bit smaller. Tack the inside down with glue and the outside. And don't worry if you have a little bit of a glue mess, that's fine. It will be covered. And then just go, see what I did? And there we go. Now, take your scissors and I'm gonna glue on my thumb. Take your scissors, and what we're gonna do is just trim off so that we have an even base. And then just so that it's kind of the same size here. And of course, you'll find that I cannot cut straight. I cannot draw a straight line if my life depended on it. And then just tack and glue that all into place, okay? And there we have our little cone. Now to make this sturdy, you want to get your handy dandy flyer that you receive in the mail, or you can scrunch over leftover paper. And what we're going to do is we're going to push that up inside your cone. Okay, just like that. All right. Now, we cut our styrofoam ball in half. Okay. Put your other half aside. And what's really great is that you can make 2 of these little tree gnomes with 1 styrofoam ball. Now, you're going to put your glue all over and put that in your base. And what this is going to do is this is going to be easier to attach your legs onto the base of your little tree. And then just glue around so that you can secure your styrofoam ball around the paper. Now, if your little cone bottom is a little bit too big, see where it doesn't quite fit the edges, just press down until it does, and then secure your paper to your styrofoam ball. And you don't have to worry about that. You can have a little bit hanging over. That really doesn't matter. Or you can have it flush to the paper. That's fine. get these little glue strands away. Okay, now what you're going to do is you're going to have some felt and trace a circle on your felt. And then, come on, scissors. And then what we're going to do is we're going to cut out the circle. And again, it doesn't have to be precise where you've drawn, because we will be covering it up with either your yarn or your false fur. And then you match it up. Put your hot glue around the paper, the edge of it. Now, you can use a low tempered glue, or you can use the hot tempered glue. I prefer to use the low tempered. It doesn't really matter because it does the same thing. Just the thing is that if the glue happens to get onto your fingers, it won't burn as severe as the hot tempered ones. And trust me, I have burnt my fingers on this glue gun many a times. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're just going to give the excess felt a little haircut so that it's trimmed around, and then we're going to take our glue gun and we're just going to make sure that the your construction paper or your regular printer paper is secure. We're going to put a thin line of glue around your felt and the paper at the bottom. Now for this here, we'll set this aside, okay, and we'll let that dry. Okay, now we're going to work on our little boot. And what you're going to need for this is you're going to need a scrap piece of felt or some felt. Okay. Now, what I've done is I basically went around the boot to see if it would fit. Okay. And then you start by putting some glue on your boot. Okay. Take your felt. Now try to get it flush with the end of the boot. And then just press down. And you can pull your felt a little bit while you're doing it. But see how the little blue is covering? Just move your felt down. Okay. And just continue wrapping your felt around until you get to the back end. Now again, if you have these little stringy things on your project, as I said before, you can use a hair dryer. Just set it on the warm setting and it will take and melt the glue strands right away, so you don't see that. You don't get that stringy hair type glue all over. Okay. Now to make your boot a little bit secure so that it doesn't fall over, you want to give it some stability. I've seen some crafters use the 15-minute speed dry polyfilla, and what you would do is you would put this in the middle of your boot, okay? And also to adhere your bamboo sticks, you could fill up your boot with this here and then stick your boot in. But I tend to use a little bit of stuffing and hot glue, and that seems to hold it up fine. And the Dollarama sells these little glitter gravels. I just take a few of the gravel and I fill the top part of the boot. And then this helps with stability so that your little tree gnome does not fall over all the time. And just fill it up, get it to the crevice, into those little things, and there you go. Okay, better put the lid on, because knowing me today, I am so clumsy. You ever have those clumsy days that everything you do, it tends to not fall out or not work out? Okay, trace your little boot onto some construction paper, and then this will be our sole of our boot. Okay. Use your glue again. And put some around the heel. Stay in there. And then just place your sole on your little boot. And kind of match up. Okay. And there you have your little sole. Now, you can use yarn, you can use string, you can use twine, you can use basically like ribbon, anything that you want to make separate the heel from your boot. Just take your glue gun, take your little string, And this is where, if you want to use your little spatula tool to hold down your string, I hope everybody is ready for their Christmas holidays, or Happy Hanukkah, or Happy Kwanzaa. I'm not finished my shopping yet. My family was hit with this awful flu, and so we've been sick off and on for the last 3 weeks, almost a month. It's terrible. And this new flu strand that is going around, it's something. Okay, just cut this excess off. All right. Now, what we're going to do now is we're going to take and cut off a little bit of the excess felt. Okay, put that aside. Now, this little hole here, we're going to put a little bit of glue in there, and you're going to take it and you're going to push up on your boot. Okay, and then you pinch up here and just run your nail a little bit. So there you go. Now take some glue and go around your boot, and you are going to push this in, your excess felt. See what I mean? I get stuck. This is where nails come in. And just push that in. Okay. And there you go. Now for the rim. As you can see, I made the leg already on this one. For the rim, I took some faux fur, and what we're going to do is you're going to take your X-Acto knife, and again, always cut from the back. Let's get these scissors, move these scissors out of here. Okay, put that up there. Just, you can eyeball it. What I did was that's about a centimeter, and then just take it and just cut down. And again, see how it just tears? Basically, you're cutting the flap. You're not cutting the fur itself. Okay, and this part here is about, it's 3 centimeters. So, and that we should even have a little bit of excess. Now, what I like to do here is I like to take my brush, if I could find it. Okay, you can take a regular comb, hairbrush. I like to brush out your fur so that if you have any excess fuzzies on it, it will come out. And then you can clean your brush after once you're finished. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to glue this on the top of our boot. I always start from the back and work around. I find it easier. Okay, yeah, we'll do it this side and just put this on. Follow the strip. And just pinch the back together and fluff it up a little bit. And there you go. Now, this is where your embellishments come in. Okay. And what I did was I took a button and I put a little gem stool in there. And we're going to put that little dollop of glue. And we're going to put that in on your boot. There we go. Okay, now you're going to find your little fruit bamboo skewers. Okay, and what you're going to do is they are 11 centimeters. What you're going to do is you're going to take 3 of them, okay, and you're going to cut them at 6 centimeters or 6.5 centimeters. Okay, it's depending on how tall you want your tree or how low you want your tree to the ground. And I've already pre-cut this here, and I'm using this little faux fur green yarn. My grandson is into the Grinch this year, so he wanted a little Grinch one. And what we're going to do is glue the top, leave a few because that's going to go in the top of our tree, and you're going to twist it all around. Now, don't pull it too taut, okay? Because you want a little bit, you want the fur to be, and your yarn to be a little bit thick, but you also want to cover all your bamboo skewer, and just every so often take a little bit of glue and then keep going around and just keep twisting. Now for your bottom of your boot, you can cover the whole entire area. And what I did was I wrapped it a little bit more around so that I could give some thickness, because you want to put the bottom end, you want it secured to your boot, and you don't really want your legs to wobble so much. Okay. And my scissors had legs and walked away. Just take a little bit of glue, secure that in there, and what we're going to do is we're going to test it. And that seems stable enough. So then take your glue and put glue all the way around the bottom of your skewer where it's going to go in your boot. Okay? And then separate your fur, your faux fur, your trim, and just put that in there, and then fluff it up a little bit. Separate from the top and the bottom of your boot, and there you go. Now your legs are done. Okay, now let's work on our little tree. Let's set these aside so that the glue can set. Okay. Now for your little tree topper, what you will do is, I took some wire. Okay, I got this off of Amazon. Okay, so I took some wire, and what I did was I measured it out to 14 centimeters. Okay, you want to take, let me see, I have already one pre-cut. It's 14 centimeters. You want to take that, and got fuzzies all over me, bend that in half. All right, take your finger, and all you do is start twisting. Just get it twisted up there. Now, if you're working with younger children, I advise you to do that. You do the twisting, because the part that you've cut off of the wire, it is kind of sharp, and you don't want those little fingers cut. Okay. Now remember, the top of it, what we're going to do is we're going to adhere our little Christmas bulb, or you can glue a pom-pom on it. It's your preference. You can make and design these however you'd like. And just twist the bottom. And there you have it. And what you're going to do is you're going to curl this up like this into a hook. Okay? Now, before you attach your bauble or your Christmas bulb, and we're going to go with the red one, what you're going to do is you're going to take your yarn or your string and put a little glue up on top. And again, what we're going to do is just wrap the hook around, or wrap the yarn around the hook. I can't even speak today. Now, since this is pretty thin, just check. If you want your hook to be a little bit thicker, then you can go around a couple of times. I'm going to try and make this like the Grinch's finger. Ah! Okay. And there we go. And take your glue, and you're going to glue all together. Okay. And your scissors. Oh, they walked away again. Ah. Okay. You're going to take your cone and see the little opening in the top of your cone. You're going to put some glue. And I just dropped my scissors on the floor. So, you're going to put your glue onto your bottom of your hook, and you're going to push him in there. And you're going to hold it a little bit so it sets. Just try not to burn yourself. And you're going to just put that on. Just so that it's a little bit stable in there. Now it will wobble, okay? So don't worry about that. And then what we're going to do is we're going to take some glue and we're going to continue wrapping all the way around. Now what I'd like to do is I like to go around a couple of times at the tip and then work your way down and cover all your paper. I find it easier to twist the bottom as you're going. So then this way here you can control your yarn. Every so often stop, put a dollop of glue, and just keep going. This is great, a great project for if you work in a senior citizen home. This is a great project for them because it helps with their mobility of their hands. And if you run out of yarn, basically you can start back up with the new end, if I can find it. There we go. Just put your dollop of glue. And continue your wrapping. Don't worry about the little glue strings because they will be covered. I got my little fur all twisted up. This craft basically cost me, with all my materials and everything, about I'd say about $3. So they're very inexpensive to make, and you can make quite a few with the material that you bought. And this fur is not cooperating with me. And just continue wrapping. Now at your bottom of your base, just put a string of glue so that it secures all your ribbon to the bottom. And then this way here, or your yarn, you can even use this with scrap material that you have, cut them in strips and make a rag gnome tree if you'd like. Now, when you're going around the bottom, just put some glue. And wrap it around. This just tidies the bottom up. Okay. Oi. Big stretch. Cut your yarn off, and then see where any spaces that you need to cover up that you missed. Just take your glue, take your fur or your yarn, and you can just attach it. And no one will know. This project is very forgiving on like little imperfections. Okay, and there we have our little tree is covered. Our hook is in place. Now I cut a piece of mesh 16 centimeters long, and this mesh here is 5 by 5. So what I did was I cut it in half, so then I have 2 of the pieces of mesh, and what we're going to do is we're going to create like a little skirt for it. So I'm going to start with this one here. And you place a little bit of glue, and we're going to do the pleating method. So you take this here, put it around, and then you can take your other mesh, and what you're going to do is you're going to bring it around and you're going to hold it down there for a minute. Okay, so then you have like a little skirt. And then we're going to, and the mesh sticks all over the place. Take it around again. Hold it down. Take it around again. Hold it down. And don't worry about your little spider webs or your strings. If you see them, it's fine. And my goodness, I got the glue all over my fingers. Oops. Oh, I didn't miss a pleat. Oh, is it gonna stick? Yep. And we can poof them out a bit. Okay. Now to show you how I did, let's put this over here, this over here. Take your mesh that you cut from your roll. It is 16 centimeters. Well, 16 and a half, I believe. Yep, 16 and a half. So you want to take your mesh and just cut down the middle. And don't worry if it's uneven. Again, this is a very forgiving little craft. Okay. I wanted one piece a little bit smaller than the other because we're going to use that and go around it again to make the skirt a little bit fuller, and then just continue wrapping until we're done at the end. Don't forget to pleat as you're going. So take that, fold it over, hold it down, take the other one, stick it in the glue. Oh boy. Hold that down. Okay. Your other one is in the glue. Hold that down. And we can start and wrap as we go until we're finished. You can do this as much as you'd like to get it a little bit fuller if you want, or you can leave it as is. That is fine. I'll see which. Ugh. Pleat in there. Okay. Now, like I said, it doesn't have to be even because we're going to be putting a little trim on our skirt. Now you can take your rotary cutter, okay, and your mesh, and you can cut it at 5 centimeters, okay? I'm just showing you a different method, and you can use zip ties or you can use glue. I find if you use zip ties, it does bulge out a little bit, but today we're going to just use the glue. Take the corners, okay? It's not a complete square, but take the corners together and then scrunch it up. And then you're going to put a little dollop of glue in the middle. I don't know if you can see this. Okay. And we're going to stick that mesh together. And this is where you can get these a little bit pre-made for your little ones. Now I find the zip ties, they do work a little bit better, but I thought I'd show you this way. Just zip it together, hold it together, and you got like a little poof. And then put some more glue on there, and this is where your fingers will get glued, and it's a lot easier to use it with the tempered glue. And there you have another little type of poof or pleat. But what we're going to do is we're just going to continue on a little bit with this leftover. I'm gluing myself all over the place, my goodness. This is where Dom would tell me, step away from the glue gun, Mare. Just step away. And I'd tell him to bite me. Okay. And we're just going to pleat it all the way around again. As we're going. Flip over there. And I think I put too much glue on it, but that's okay. We will hide that in a bit. All right, and there you go. Our little skirt is done. Okay. Now, if you find that this here is a little bit too long, you can trim it. You can now, I have little pom-poms here. And what I'm going to do is, first of all, refill my glue gun. And we're just going to take the pom-poms and we're going to glue it at the top, or well, make a rim of our skirt. We're going to continue this all the way around. Okay, one more. And then our skirt is done. And there you go. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to take our legs that we made. First, get this glue off my nails. See what I mean? And we are going to mark. Just put a little indent in there. Little mark of where your feet's going to go. And take your X-Acto knife, and what you're going to do is you're going to punch a hole up there, and then, well, don't lose your blade in there, and then what you're going to do is just take your scissors and go up the hole to make it a little bit bigger. Take your hot glue gun and shoot some hot glue up in there. And then take one leg, find your hole, and push it up there until it gets in there. There we go. Take your other leg and do the same. And then this way here you can make it so that, well, make sure that you have your feet facing the same way, right? That would be helpful. Okay. And there you go. And now he can stand. Hopefully. Gotta adjust him a little bit. And if you need to put more glue in there, go ahead. But what we're going to do now is push this down a little bit so that stays down a little bit. Now we're going to attach our ball, our little bulb, up to the top of your hat. You're going to take your little pinking shears and you're going to flatten the wire. So that it fits in the ball. Then you're going to take it and bend it up. And then just cover the fur down. And there you go. Now, take your little embellishments and you can dress them up a little bit. Oops, I'm sorry. Can't really see what I'm doing. Putting glue on the buttons, making a mess. Okay. Then you can take some little pearls. And you can put the little pearls on there too. like I said, with the string and everything, just take a hair dryer and go over it, and the little glue strands will melt into your project. Or it'd be a lot easier to take off. Oops. I'm gluing my fingers and everything. Look at that. They're already sticking to my fingers. Oh, that one's going to be stubborn. There you go. And there you have it. There you have your little tree gnome. Now, this one seems to be a little top heavy, so what we will do is we will glue it. You can glue it down onto a base. Put some glue down. Glue it onto a base. Okay, and you can take, I made leftover cotton balls. You can take that and you can put that down, spread your cotton balls out a little bit, or your pom-poms, or you can use cotton balls, that's fine. Make like a little bit of snow. Don't fall. I'm talking to my glue gun not to fall. And there you have your little tree gnome. Oops. Let's do it this way. There you go. And it's all done. I hope you enjoyed I hope you enjoy your Christmas and happy holidays from me to your families. Stay safe out there, stay kind, and I wish you nothing but health and happiness for the following year. Goodbye everybody, and have a blessed day. Thanks for watching.